Hello, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the 2nd of April, 2022. This is the Charles Perry, David Robertson, Matthew Powell, Joshua Burson, and Joe Chadwick, Calvin, Stalker Podcast. And we use allegedly, do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet. Mr. Perry, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Powell, Mr. Burson, Mr. Chadwick, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Calvin. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. We got a lot of stuff, don't we? You always have to ask, who told? How'd she find out? You guys with your hillbilly hick, I need to get the hay out your mouth. So, also, we apply here in the but-for standard and the reasonable, prudent individual standard, but for them trying to subjugate me and force me against my will to lie for them. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to lie about at this point, but they think there's people still believe them. So, okay. Anyways, but for them, the stalking, the harassment, the coercion, the RICO violations directed at me all day, every day. The Peep and Tom problem Mr. Perry has. He doesn't have a life. He sits around and pretends he has one by watching TV. Women in the privacy of their homes. He can't get a date. A real one. There's not a woman trying to get to him and touch him and can't keep her hands off all that stuff. He's all by himself. 12 years of that. Wishing. Watching TV. Soap opera. Stalker soap opera. Apply the but-for him doing that to me. The but-for standard, the criminal activity directed at me. We wouldn't do these to document it. It is for court, Mr. Perry. Ours and, whatever bullshit you have going, but for sure ours. When you split up a video that is meant to be one video and you make it into two, that is tampering with my evidence, sir. It is a crime. You need to get out of my phone. You don't have my consent to be hacking or cloning my phone. Hacking or whatever to my computer or any electronic device I have at all. And we assert, let's see, what else? The reasonable, prudent individual standard. Reasonable, prudent individuals don't try to coerce someone into a lie against their will. And they don't continue to go at the one person who has exposed their crime more than anybody they know. That's not real smart, is it? Not reasonable or prudent. And we assert all constitutional rights. First Amendment. I can talk about what you're doing to me the same as she does. The same as Polly Peretti. The same as anybody. You don't get a lie. And I'm sorry you got... if you're trying to silence someone, that means they are a witness. They got something on you. You're worried they might tell on you. And when you try to subjugate me, it doesn't make me want to go silent. It makes me want to get louder and tell our story. Not yours. It pisses us off. I have people in power telling me what you just said all the time. McNamara email was the first of that. That was in 2015. What did that email say, Mr. Perry? Do you remember? Did you take your Alzheimer's meds today? That email said, I'm going to try to arrange a false arrest to coerce her against her will to do something I want that she does not want. And you haven't stopped. You did it today. I get up this morning, my phone service is cut off. I'm like, what in the hell? I call the phone company, they hooked it right back up. So, did you call my cell phone company and ask them to cut my service off? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that made me want you. That made me go, oh, baby, now I want to date with you. God, you're nuttier than a fruitcake. And so we assert our First Amendment right and our 14th Amendment right to the application of Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 1513. It is illegal to witness tamper, victim tamper. My story, sir, is on the court docket. I'm not changing it. I'm not. The more you try to force me to do that, it pisses me off. We know you want me under a bridge. We know you want me desolate. We know you want me broke. You know what? You want to take my car and my home because you've been recorded and recorded and recorded and recorded and recorded talking about it. And we got to get her out of Oklahoma and back to Texas where we can do more to her. Recorded and recorded and recorded and recorded and recorded. So when I say it before you do it, Mr. Perry, that means we got evidence somewhere, police department somewhere has a recording of you talking about it. So that's premeditation. It's malicious forethought. You guys are slow. It's very irritating for me. This is you. You're this.
Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
That.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's
No,
why
no, I don't. Just talk
leave
to
me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What's-
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me.
No
Please,
text
I
found
can't
at
live here anymore.
521.
You stalk me. That's
No,
why
no, I don't. Just
And Mr. Perry, Mr. Powell, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Burson, Mr. Chadwick, and Calvin, or whoever you guys are. I mean, all you guys that stalk me. You have a big meeting to sit down and figure out how can we make her fail. In your Texas accent, how can we force her back to Texas so we can do more to her? We gotta put that girl down. She talks too much. I do. I have a story to tell. I'm not going to tell your story. I'm going to tell my story. And the more you do to me, the louder I want to tell our story. We have one. You guys are hideous. We have a witness that says Mr. Perry has an online peep show. You guys are weak. Too weak to pick on men, so you pick on women. And not only that, you do this stuff behind my back, not to my face. You won't even do it to my face. You're that coward. Call my phone company, call my bank, call this, call that, my school, and do all this stuff behind my back. Not even bold enough, men enough to do it to my face. We have people. I have people. Guys, they got me the McNamara email and what you just said today. Oh, and we're going to take her car. We're going to take her home. We're going to make her destitute so she has no choice but to lie for us and do what we tell her. She's going to mind us because we're still living on Noah's Ark. Okay, that mindset right there tells how sick and twisted you people are. But okay, the rest of the world sees you like this.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is bacon.
that's okay.
So that's one. See, real men that think that men who are too weak to pick on men and they pick on women and children are pussy cowards. That's what real men think. I have 40 of them helping me every day, kicking your ass off me. And you always want to know who told. How'd she find out? How'd she find out about that? Yeah, well, first of all, none of them are Texans. Second of all, they think like that guy. Normal. Men pick on men. And you only pick on somebody if they have it coming. You got 40 of them after you. The heat's up. And I've said that. And you keep going at it. And then you want to know, how'd she find out about that? Well, because you have 40 cops after you all the time. That's how we found out Mike was drugged. He didn't do it. Opioids didn't get up and walk out of the room. They didn't find any on Lucky or Mike. So who put him there? Who put those opioids in Mike? He wasn't treated for being knocked out in a fight. He was treated for being overdosed with drugs. Who did that to him? Lucky? No, Lucky didn't do that to him. You did that to him. The more you go at me, I'm a witness. I have something to say. You're trying to silence me. You want me to mind you. Can't we get her to mind us? Who said that? Was that Calvin? Here's the thing. I have names, guys. I have names. Desiree, Blankenship, Calvin, and the Muffin Man. Whatever nickname the Muffin Man is. I have those names. Any other victim have that name? I want a date and a time of when you've been caught this much. You forget who you're talking to. Can we get her to mind us? So, I have help. I can't do that by myself. We all know you want to make me destitute to force me to lie. What that does is it pisses us all off. And then we get more. And it'll be that way until you're arrested. But you're not going to bother us anymore. So we have a witness that says, Mr. Perry, as long as I've known him, trolls women. He goes out of town and he tells his wife he's out on business. He will not take her with him. So what lie did you tell Jackie to do that? You don't have a real date. No woman's trying to get to you. You've had 12 years where you're doing nothing. You're sitting by yourself watching TV. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. He said he trolls women. He finds women who are divorced with kids. Then when they're not home, he puts a hidden camera in their house. Either locksmith, maintenance guy, or landlord. There's no sign of forced entry. Then he sells watch time of these women on the internet against their will and without their consent. And most of them don't know. I believe I'm the first one. Didn't you say didn't your guy say we've never had one figure out she had cameras on in her house? We've never had one figure out we caused the problems. We've never had one sue us or invoice us. And we've never had one solve a murder we committed. I've solved 2. I've solved 2 of them that you know of. See, there's a whole lot of stuff. You got 36,000 emails that I've written when I've typed up 36,000 recordings of you trying to do something to me. 36,000 that you know of. So I've solved 1 murder that you know of. Actually, it's more than that. A whole lot more than that. So I'm not a victim, as you can see. I'm a victim, but I'm actually bait, guys. I'm having to talk very slow so you can understand me. It must be difficult to keep up with people who are smarter than you. And for you, that's almost everybody. Okay, so here's the next one. The way other people see you. That you're just flipping, irritating the shit out of people who are normal. Because normal people don't act like that. Look at this. Mr. Perry's jamming up my computer. Hang on, let me fix it.
Leave me alone! Please!
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is. Rape culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Stepdad's been raping me since...
And then there's this one where we got to repeat ourselves over and over, and we're still not getting it.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Stepdad's been raping me since...
Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't...
Okay, so we're going to go back to speaking of the mentally ill. First of all, most people can get cause and effect. When you bother me, you get caught. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before when he pesters her and takes her money. So tonight, we get another recording. Let's get her on check fraud. And the guy was like, no, you can't get her on check fraud because, okay, I'm going to tell you why. He said correctly, she's trying to pay everything off, which is impossible right now. Because Mr. Perry has, and David Robertson have been caught over and over. You know, my parents owe me a shit ton of money, and they told them not to give it to me. That was my punishment for helping Mike. And again, I've said this, I'm having to repeat myself. It's so fucking irritating. I'm used to working with very intelligent people. I was in medical. I worked with surgeons. I was in politics. I didn't do state. I did federal. So I worked with United States senators and congressmen all the time. So I'm used to you only had to say it once. In fact, when I was talking with doctors, we're talking about life and death matters, and a lot of times they didn't have time to see me, really. But I had an urgent question to talk to them about, and they'd literally tell me, he's in exam rooms, catch him in between. So I'd go back in the hallway, wait while the doctor was in an exam room. As he's coming out, going to the next room, run down the hall with him, tell him I think this woman has a blood clot. Here's the symptoms. What do you want me to do? I can't put a pump on her if she's got a blood clot. Have her come in and get a Doppler right now. pick up the phone and call. I mean, do you see how quick that conversation was? I think Mrs. Jones has a blood clot. Here's the symptoms. I got 30 seconds to say that. He can't ask me repeat myself. He's got to get it the first time I say it. He's on his way to the next exam room. He's already behind. They always are. So then he would have to tell me what to do. There's no time for me to go, what? I didn't understand you. Can you, what? Can you repeat that? No time for that. I had to take his orders and go. And Mr. Perry has been told the same things over and over and over since the McNamara email to today. Get her on check fraud. He's typing in my phone. If my guys aren't recording y'all, Perry tells on himself. Go online and drive, because we got a trick here for you. We got a trap for you. We're always trying to do some criminal act to you to make you lie for us, because you're a witness that knows what we're really doing. Going back to our witness, he said he sells watch time. He's a sexually dysfunctional sadist. He gets off on hurting people. You've not proven otherwise, Mr. Perry. You don't have a life. You're sitting there watching TV. You don't have a date, a real love life. You got a stalker imaginary soap opera. And it's pathetic. And you proved this witness out over and over. And you've also proved our shrink out over and over. All of you have. You prove out recording after recording after recording. Because when you're just talking about it, it's just talk. When you actually do it, that's evidence of premeditation, isn't it? You sat down, you had a little meeting, and you planned it, and then you did it. McNamara email's one of those, isn't it? Which law enforcement agency has these? When are they going to arrest you? What other victim has what I have? And you go at me constantly. We're going to subjugate her. We can't get her to mind us. Oh my God. First of all, let me tell you, all 40 of them not from Texas. Can't handle that kind of shit. Learn how to talk right, please. It drives us nuts to have to listen to you talk. Absolutely nuts. Hillbilly. You're like a little country bumpkin hillbilly. It's like, oh my God, I can't even stand listening to that. So, they have, he said he likes to get these women fired. He hacks them so they can't find another job. They go broke. They lose their home. Then he has the ex take the kids away. He likes to get women hysterical. Then he goes and rubs one out. And I'm quoting, and it's crime causation, not lewd and lascivious. You need to get a real life, Perry. Get a life. A real one. A 1-year-old little girl can sit around and watch TV and pretend and play with dolls and unicorns. And that's what you do all day long. That is the best you will ever be. He actually thinks. He'll type in my phone. He had my car wrecked. I hoped you would call me. Why would I call you? You did that. Here's the thing. You can't be the villain and the hero. You're either the villain or you're the hero. You can't be the villain and cause all these problems and think that a woman is going to call you and go, oh, baby, now I like you. And then you fix it. You're not a hero. A hero fixes other, villains' problems. That was what Daryl was. You'll never be that. You can't even function normally. You'll never be that. And I'm like Katniss. If you guys think that you're going to take everything I have and make me go sleep under a bridge and subjugate me, watch The Hunger Games. Watch all of them. Watch Brenda Lee Johnson. Watch Clarice. Rethink that. You're sad little maniacs with nothing to define you, no power, no impact. Nothing to define you but your sad little crimes. And I'm the most important thing that happened to you. Because without me talking about your crimes, you don't have anything, do you? You have a little secret, dirty little secret. Me talking about your dirty little secret, your dirty little crime. All of a sudden now, it kind of makes you a little bit important, doesn't it? Somebody finally caught you. Who is it? Because I can't do it by myself. There's 40 men who don't think it's cute when you pick on women and kids and make money off their bodies and off their suffering. They don't think that's funny at all. They're kicking your ass like never before. Who's Calvin? I've heard Calvin talking. I've heard Desiree and Blankenship be talked about. And the Muffin Man. Muffin Man's not going to like that. Yeah, okay. Here's the repeat, Charles. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I say it one time. One time and only one time. So I'll get to the shrink in a minute.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
All right, so we're going to talk about the mentally ill for a minute. We have the Tulsa police situation. There was a woman, locked herself in the bathroom for 5 fucking hours. Wallowed around on the bathroom floor for 5 hours. The picture of this woman, it looks like when she's more in a sane state, beautiful lady, absolutely gorgeous woman. And here she is, wallowing around in the bathroom floor for 5 hours. And that is awful that she was allowed to be there for that long. I don't know how long it took for someone to call police. Too long, in my opinion. When the police get there, they first tried crisis management. There are people in this world who have talents in dealing with people who are mentally ill. They have a gift of God. They know how to deal with that. It is extremely frustrating and extremely difficult to deal with someone like this Neil guy here who can't understand what's being said to him. He can't do it. It is no different than you break your leg and you can't walk. His brain ain't right. It's not right. Something's wired wrong and he can't think right. And he's doing something very offensive to other people that normal people can't do. We won't do it. We don't act like that. Under any circumstances, will any normally wired person act like this guy here? What you do is you ask a girl out and she says no, you go on to the next thing. Just like that. You find another one. Next. I did it. I've been rejected. It's not like I've never been rejected. I've been rejected more than once. I just moved on. Fine. There's somebody better. Fitted for me. Better fitted for me. So, that's how I met my ex-husband. A lot of people that I dated beforehand that didn't work out. Either I rejected them or they rejected me, but I was rejected before I met my ex-husband. So, here's the thing. And Daryl, I met Fabian, but Fabian and I didn't get to be anything just yet. If nothing else, that man gave me hope. Still does to this day. Everybody respects him. On my side, Charles, a lot of my guys respect him. They don't like you. They like him. The girls that I worked with, when you went in there and told them to make me not like him, they respected at that moment, they respected him, not you. That's the one you want, not this weirdo that comes in here and says that. It's his responsibility to make you like him and to be pleasant and attractive and appealing. Not my responsibility to force you into something you don't want to do. How'd you get Jackie? Did you cause problems for her and she never figured out you were the cause, and then you came around and acted like the hero and she never knew better? Is that what you did? I mean, I don't even know how to fucking... anyways. So, I have... I'm watching this video of this Tulsa police officer that was criticized. I guess there were 3 of them, maybe 2 or 3 of them, kind of going back and forth, laughing. And when I'm watching her, I can feel her frustration because I'm having to deal with that too, with Mr. Perry. You try to reason with someone. When you bother me, you get caught. So maybe stop bothering me. I've done my part. The longer Mike sits in jail, everyone can see he couldn't have done this. The more pissed off we all get him out. Get him the fuck out. Because if it's me, it would seem logic that if you didn't kill Chief Miller, that you would say, we didn't do any of that. We didn't do the vandalism. We didn't do the murder. We don't want any suspicion on us. And Mike clearly, the fact shows he couldn't have done it. So let's get him out and let's find out who did. We back the blue. But you didn't say that. You've gone after me, the witness, who says you did do it. And here's why I think that. And there's more murders, not just that one. You're organized crime. And I get it. I know what I'm up against. I have help. I have help you can't get to. You're seeing things happen you've not seen before. I know Calvin, Blankenship, Desiree, the Muffin Man, whatever the fuck that even means. That's like it's somebody's nickname. The Muffin Man's not going to like that. Well, okay. Anyways, your other victims don't have that information, do they? Nope. I have it. How did I get that? How did I get the Fabian puzzle in jail right up under your nose? And my guys don't ask you for permission. And you want to subjugate me while they're kicking your ass off me? We're going to starve her. We're going to take her house. We're going to take her car. How many recordings of you are there? Where are they? What day will you be arrested by the people that have those? You're pissing all those guys off. So you're not understanding cause and effect. When you fuck with me, you get caught like never before in your lives. I want to date in a time of when you've been caught more than you are right now. This guy is acting like a loony. No normal person acts like he is. Neil, right here, following that girl around. No normal person could bring themselves to act like that man. He's offending people. He's pissing people off. He got people commenting on it here on our TikTok. Because it's disgusting conduct. There's a reason it's illegal. And when you can't reason with someone and explain that to them, you're pissing everybody off. Stop. And they keep going at it and they keep going, Charles, I need you to shut up. Listen to me. You're the criminal. You're being told on. You're being stopped. Shut up. Act like you understand what's said to you. Because you act like him. Like you have no idea what's being said to you. And here's this officer telling this woman, get out of the bathroom. She's trying to start a fucking fire. What if she had? What if people had gotten hurt? What would they say about those officers? Had that woman done what she was trying to do? Burn that place down, people get hurt. Their job is to keep people from getting hurt. She did her job. They did it well. If they're frustrated and they express that frustration and they act normally to an abnormal situation, what fucking difference does that make? They called crisis management. 4 or 5 hours, crisis management is busy. Maybe we need another crisis management team. Something. To me, the mistake was not getting them there sooner. Crisis management. That's what they're there for. If we need 2 or 3 teams of it, fine. But you're expecting an officer who has to deal with this shit all day, every day, to never say something about it, to kind of relieve some stress. It's going to stress you out. You got to deal with that shit all day long, every single day. She's not the only one acting like that. They have that all day long, every single day. It gets frustrating. I promise you, I'm dealing with it now. It's extremely frustrating to have to deal with someone who doesn't respond appropriately to what you're saying, who's acting like a weirdo. This woman is wallowing around the floor in the bathroom 4 or 5 hours, and that's not the conduct is I don't have any words for that. Why would you do that? Mental illness. Her mind's not working right. It's broken like a leg is broken. She's not going to respond right to what people say to her because she can't understand what the hell you're saying. Neil here did not respond right to what people were saying to him. Leave her alone. Stop talking to her. Shut up. Nobody asked you about her clothes. Shut up. Leave her alone. 6 times. 1 time is all that should be said. So when your conduct is way outside social norms for whatever reason, whether you're just a fucking asshole or you're mentally ill, it has to be dealt with by law enforcement one way or the other. They have to deal with this shit all day, every day. Yeah, they're going to make some frustration. They have express some frustration through some banter like they did. What about it? What the fuck about it? I mean, what are they supposed to do? Maybe it was unprofessional. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. We're not really condoning it or condemning it, but we're saying there's a reason people do what they do. Did you consider they got to deal with that all day and it's very frustrating? Can you maybe give them some mercy and some grace? What if it's you? What if it were you? What would you have done? Do you ever express frustration about something? Do you get in the line at the grocery and express frustration that you got to stand in line and they don't have enough cashier? You know, Walmart's famous for having, 50 cash registers and 2 people working. Do you ever get in that situation to express you're frustrated? So what difference does it make if they express a frustration with a woman? It's very, very difficult to deal with. She's not responding to what they've said. She has no idea what they've said. She's got a mind problem, and it's frustrating to deal with. Because normal people, if you say open the bathroom door, they're going to open the bathroom fucking door. They're not going to start trying to start a fire and hurt people. So she, in my opinion, that officer was letting off some steam. she's frustrated. She's kind of making some jokes to kind of let off some steam. Guess what? We do it all the time. What about it? What are we supposed to do? Have a nervous breakdown? Because we got to, it's a lot of pressure to deal with a mentally ill person who's causing injury. There's mentally ill people who don't hurt anybody. They're fine. There's mentally ill people who hurt people and hurt them bad. John Hinckley Jr. tried to kill the president. He did kill a Secret Service agent. There's Rebecca Schaefer's murderer. There's the guy who killed, you have Jodi Arias. And you have the guy who killed Drew Carey's ex-girlfriend. You have stalkers kill. They're crazy. Otherwise, you just move on. So you're dealing with a person who is mentally ill to the extent that they hurt somebody. And that's what they did to Chief Miller and Mike Neely. And we're pissed about it. We're really pissed about it. And you want to subjugate me? Here's what happens when you piss me off. I get louder. I'm telling my story louder. I'm telling your victim's story louder. I'm not going to tell your story. The facts are the facts. Mike had not a mark on him. He was given opioids, treated for opioids by medical professionals who assessed his medical condition and treated him, and he came to. Who gave him the opioids? There were not any in his personal belongings, nor Chief Miller's. They didn't get up and walk out of the room. Who brought him in? Who dosed him out, and who walked out of the room with him? There was no murder weapon found that would have caused Chief Miller's injuries in that room. If a murder weapon was used that was not brought out in trial, and it didn't get up and walk out of the room either. You guys keep acting like everybody has superpowers. I'll tell you this, we're frustrated with you. The repeating is driving us insane. We know you want to take my car. We know you want to take my house. We know you want to take my money. We know you want to, and it's criminal activity. Charles, shut up. You're caught. Charles goes like, yeah, I do. He types that in my phone. Yes, I do. That is a crime, sir. You're not responding appropriately to what I'm saying. You act like you have no idea what's happening. You act like the lady who was wallowing around on the bathroom floor when officers told her to stop. Open the door and come out. She got injured because she didn't. She fought with them. You're fighting with me. You're fighting with 40 police officers who said stop. You are caught planning this. If you do it, now it's criminal activity. You've tried already. No one in your life has your crime been caught this much. Try to act like you understand. Because what you're doing is proving the witness out and proving the shrink out. Was that what you wanted? You want me to go, well, I did tell you. I told you so. I told you this is what he's doing. He wants me to lie. About what? He keeps doing what I say he's doing. And I say it before, not after. I said Mike was drugged before. That came out in a testimony. I said you were going to false arrest me, and you did before. You forget. It's like you have Alzheimer's, and you forget that we already caught you on that. Who has those recordings? You do want to subjugate me. You do want to coerce me, witness tamper, and so on. That means I know what I'm talking about, or you wouldn't do that. I'm effective, or you wouldn't have a little meeting trying to make me fail. Thank you for the compliment. But this is how everybody else sees you. You're getting on everybody's last nerve.
I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
There's evidence of a man abusing her. Audio, pictures, evidence of a man abusing her. And straight away, an army of guys will come to his defense, saying, but how do you know it was him? She could be trying to frame him. It could have been somebody else. There's always two sides to a story. And that's the reason why a lot of women don't say nothing. Because people are going to defend the guy, and the justice system is shit. It's almost as if those guys need to actually physically be there to believe that it's true. And even if they were there, they'll still probably defend him. Listen, any guy that lays his hands on a woman is a bitch. And guys need to start G-checking their boys, because some of your boys are the ones who are doing this shit. If you know that one of your boys...
See, in my world of people that fit into my crowd, Mr. Perry, my kind of folk, men who pick on women and children are just too weak, and they're pussies and they're cowards. Otherwise, they'd pick on men. My guys are picking on men. You. And they only do that if you have it coming. They sure shit do not attack or ruin or rob or rape or pick on women to feel tough. You got mommy issues you should have fucking kept in your own damn family. And not bothered everybody else with it. And nobody owes you a lie, sir. Nobody owes you a lie. And this time you're not getting one. And you seem to forget who it is you're talking to when you start threatening me. And can't we get her to mind us? We're over here on Noah's Ark back in the dark ages. Everybody got off the covered wagon, sir. In the 1800s. Slavery ended at the Civil War. Misogyny is as bad as racism. Are you a racist too? Are you? Who do you think you are? If you say this, when you guys say that, can't we get her to mad? Why don't you stop saying it behind my back, coward, and say it to my face? Say it to my face. And understand, my guys are hearing everything you say all the time. I don't type it all up, sir. And I want to know a date and a time you've been caught this much. And I'm going to give you the causation again. When you fuck with me, that's the cause. The effect is you get caught like never before in your lives. I want a date and a time you were caught this much. What other victim has the name Calvin, Blankenship, Desiree, Muffin Man, and a Fabian puzzle, and a McNamara email, and a Mike was drugged email? I want to know which other victim says that. And here's how that makes me feel when you make me go broke. I wake up and my phone's disconnected. I got to call and reconnect it. Which one of you called and did that, David? Or Calvin? You want to get me on check fraud? Well, here's the thing. I haven't written a check in a long time. I don't have any money. Whatever I do owe, I'm trying to pay it off. It's almost impossible. You want to get me under a bridge? And then what does that do? It gives us another, well, I told you so. And they got more charges. Grand larceny with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts and commerce with intent to coerce. Some are interstate, David. Get off the fucking phone. You called across state lines to little, whatever it is where my parents live, Colorado. You made a phone call across state lines to get in my wallet. That's interstate, sir. What could it, you know if there's a Fed? My guy goes, I got a Fed friend that's been kind of checking around. I'm not going to tell you what agency he's with or what town or where. I'm not going to tell you that. But he goes, why the hell are the Texas Rangers always trying to get her on something? He goes, what do you think? She works for us. She works with us. Oh, yeah, okay. So they're dirty. Yeah, they're dirty. Yeah, they're dirty. So they talked a lot more. I'm not going to tell you what was said. But I'm going to tell you this. When you caused me to go broke, David, making those phone calls of yours, try to get my car, try to get me kicked out of my house because you want me under a bridge and you think that's going to make me go, okay, now I'll lie for you. On what planet? It makes me want to tell our story louder, David. You got to watch Hunger Games because my son, he got it right. My son was like, I don't know, 13, went to the movie, comes home. You got to watch the movie, Mom, Hunger Games. And I go, why? I'm thinking it's a kid movie. I'm not really. Dennis is my son. So we don't share the same, we don't really like the same movies. I mean, he's a little boy, at the time, he's a little boy. Now he's a grown man, but we still, have very vastly different preferences on movies. We don't like the same movies. And so when he comes in and tells me Hunger Games, I'm thinking, probably not going to like it. Well, because it's going to be one of his, kind of, I don't know. He's like Game of Thrones, and I'm not really into Game of Thrones. I think the one TV show we both liked, and I didn't like it near as much as he did, but I liked it, was Mad Men. He loves Mad Men, and it was all right. But we just have different tastes in entertainment. So I'm telling him, all right, I'll watch it, but he's like, Mom, you got to watch this movie. This girl is just like you. And I said, what is about her is like me? And he goes, she's very empathetic. When someone else is hurt, she gets very upset, and she tries whatever she can do to help them. And so she's like, she'll get upset, and she'll cry and everything. But then, boy, she comes out swinging. That chick she's tough. She will come out swinging. And that's pretty much how I am. And you guys act like I'm some subservient little, oh, okay, now I'll lie for you. You're getting me kicked out of my house. Oh, you can take my car. Oh, you have my phone shut off. Oh, okay, now I'll lie for you. Never has that happened in 12 years. What happens instead? I come out swinging. You pissed us off. You pissed us off. I have help. The Fabian puzzle got to me in jail. How I can't get that to me in jail, can I? When you had me illegally detained, you tried to figure out a way to do a legal kidnapping. I get home from that, and I pick up my phone. Perry starts typing in it immediately. I was hoping you would ask for me. Oh my God! Wow, you put me in jail, and you thought I was gonna go? Oh baby, now I want you. Jesus, get some help, Looney Tune. What's the difference in us having to say the same thing over and over and over and over, and you and Neil, and this poor woman wallowing around at the bathroom floor for 5 hours? Who the fuck left her there for 5 hours to do that? I mean, who the hell does that? I'm on the phone at maybe an hour, maybe, after I've tried to get her out myself. Then I'm calling crisis management. Maybe they would have been available then. Who the hell waits 5 hours and lets her do that? I mean, she's basically, once she comes to, if she's on medication and she begins to come to and realize, she might be more sane. Do you think she's going to be happy that it's now all over the place that she's done that? Somebody let her do that? I don't think so. I don't think so. Mr. Perry, I need for you to shut up. We're sick and tired of you and your stalker soap opera and you butting in and your comments and your drama. And we didn't ask you what you think, did we? I did not ask you what you think, did I? I asked you to shut up. We're all sick of this, and we're all sick of hearing it. What you want and what you need and what you think. No one cares. You were not asked, sir. Neil. So, in the cases of this deal where you got to deal with somebody who's mentally ill and they know that you're saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and it's just not clicking. When you bother me, you guys get caught. Don't complain about it, because it's happened that way for a long time, and you do it every day. How'd she find out? I find out every day, hillbilly. Listen, I need you to understand. I hate that accent. I hate it. It grinds on my nerves. I don't like it. Stop talking like that, please. Talk normal. Please just talk normal. Please just leave me alone. I gotta hear these recordings of y'all. Stop talking that way. I hate it. I hate it. You sound ridiculous. Charles, you sound ridiculous. You have done nothing but sit on your fat, lazy ass for 12 years. Watching people in their house have a life, and you don't have one. A 1-year-old little girl can do what you do. It's pathetic. You're absolutely pathetic. Women are attracted to men who are working and have something interesting to talk about. We all know what we did all day. What'd you do all day? Nothing but bother everybody with a weirdo problem. Get control over it. Get control over it. Stop ruining people's lives. You're ruining people's lives. And I'm going to tell you something. Again, it's not that hard to get information because people are sick and tired of that. Sick and tired of it. You think you're going to put me under a bridge? I got nothing but the clothes on my back, and I'm going to call you up and go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll lie for you now. No, what I'm going to do is find some way to tell everybody on the planet, I told you so. If you're not arrested before that. If you're not arrested before that. So you do what you do, but don't complain when you get the results you've always gotten. The definition of insanity, we do the same thing every day that gets the same results. And then we cry. How'd you find out? Who are these guys? Who's telling on us? We're all sick and tired of it, Charles. You need to shut up. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to deal with you. It's very irritating to have to deal with you. When somebody's mentally ill, they don't understand what the fuck somebody's saying to them. And you have to say it over and over, and it still's not clicking. And it's highly irritating. It's highly irritating. And I'm doing these. I'm showing these As like, here's maybe another way to explain it. That stuff in people, most people don't ever have to be told, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. And you have to be told over and over and over and over, and you're not clicking. People don't like it when you act like that. You're getting told on. It's a crime because people don't like it when you act like that. That's why they made it a crime. You do it, you go to jail. We're going to get her on check fraud. Are you? I got to write a check. I don't have any money. So, I mean, it's something every day. Now you got a Fed going, calling my guy. What in the fuck is the Texas Rangers always after Cindy for? What in the hell's wrong with them? What's going on? Why are they always after her? They just want to get her on something. Well, you know what we do? What do you think? Oh. Yep. And then there was another long conversation. So, here's your little, this is as puppet crayon. This is as puppets and crayons as I can be for you, sir. Shut up. We don't want to deal with your stalking soap opera. We don't want to deal with your Peep and Tom problem. You deal with it. We don't want to deal with your crime. You deal with it. You want to threaten me? Please come do it to my face. Don't do it behind my back. Can't get her to mind us. Whoever said that, say it to my face, you coward. You like picking on women because you're too weak to pick on men. That alone makes you a coward. You gotta make threats like that behind my back even more so. You can't even do it to my face? Are you shitting me with that? Leave me alone. Because when you don't, you guys get told on all the time. I know you said that. I bet I'm the only victim that does. Who's telling on you? Who are they telling? Who is it? You think you're going to make me go broke and I'm going to... it makes me want to tell my story louder. Mike's story louder. The other women and children you rape louder. Do you understand? You piss me off. Watch Katniss, what she does. She'll come out swinging. It pisses her off too. And look who won at the end of that. And what'd she say? She said the same thing I did. You have trauma. And the way that you get through it is you focus on what's good in the world. You be thankful for what you have. Because there's always something. I got clothes on my back. If I walk out of my place with my underwear on, I got my underwear. So there's always something. That's how I don't cry, Mr. Perry. Because my shrink tells me, you cannot cry. He thinks that's sex. You cannot do it. I'm going to teach you how to not do it. Because you can't do it. If you feel like you absolutely have to cry, try to find some place he doesn't have a camera or somebody watching you. Just go to some random store and go in the bathroom and cry. Something. But don't do it where he can see you. Because he is a sadist and he does think that that's sex. And he's maintaining a relationship with you that is imaginary, watching you in the privacy of your home, doing that shit, trying to upset you. So don't cry. You're not allowed to. Here's how you do this. When you feel like crying because he took something important from you, what do you have good? Switch your head. Switch your mind. Turn the switch off, right? Just like that. Took some practice, but she taught me how to do it. Now it's a habit. You cause me something, to lose something, I start thinking about what I'm thankful for. Thank you, God, I can walk. I saw a man going across the street in a wheelchair the other day. Thank you, God, I don't have cancer. I've been down the cancer ward. Thank you, God, my kids are healthy. I've been down the cancer ward with their 6-year-old bald kids. And their parents sitting there wringing their hands, wondering how do I keep my kid from dying? There's a lot to be thankful for. And so when you try to make me cry and you try to take something, I've been taught how to not cry. Get the fuck out of my life and you shut up. And I'm only going to say it one time. When you bother me and then you get told on, you asked for it. You asked for it. We don't respect men who pick on women and children. We respect men who are chivalrous and defend women and children. And if you're too weak to pick on men and you got mommy issues, you didn't bother keeping your own fucking family, and you want to attack women and children and police officers who try to protect women and children, there's 40 guys you're going to have to deal with. You already are. Fabian puzzle. Mike was drugged. McNamara email. I can't get that shit myself. I don't have that ability. But I know some people who do. My bear's bigger than yours, whatever the fuck that even means. You don't have another victim who's done what I've done. When you bother me, you guys get caught. And I want a date and a time, anytime before. you've had anybody do what I've done. So remember who it is you're threatening when you show up where I am to tell me, can't we get her to mind us? You say that to my face, hick. Hillbilly. And remember who it is you're talking to when you do. We're sick and tired of this. Stop it. Get her on check fraud. You got to write a check. I don't have the money. Whatever credit I had, you ruined it. I had worked very, very hard for years to build that back up. 2 months, it's gone. They will deal with you on that, Charles and Dave. They will deal with you on that. The guys that got me the Fabian puzzle and the mic was, they'll deal with you on all of this. You have to deal with it in the court they're in. What court would that be? Do you know? Nope, but I do. Get off my back, rapist. You're being kicked off. You came into my home against my will. You're sitting on top of me, raping me. You're getting your teeth kicked out, princess. You're getting your teeth kicked out. If you don't like that, get off me and get out. Otherwise, don't complain when we catch you, when you're told on, and when we find out before. How'd she find out? You don't ask that question again. You know how. You bothered me, we found out. It's like that. It's been like that for years. You chose that for you. Otherwise, you're like, this guy, crazy. You're fucking crazy. Same thing, and he's not listening to what's said. You can tell he has no idea what she's saying.
Stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes.
Okay, and in the TPD thing, keep in mind they're dealing with something like that all the time. Or a woman who's been wallowing around in the bathroom floor for 5 hours and nobody bothered to call the cops before 5 hours when maybe crisis management was available. Before you criticize them, don't again ever make jokes in the grocery line because you got an incompetent cashier and it's a long grocery line. Don't joke around about things that frustrate you. Give them some mercy or shut up when you feel like you want to, make jokes about something that frustrates you. We all do it. We all fucking do it. These people have to officers, police, have to deal with crazies all day, every day. Crazies, dangerous crazies, non-dangerous crazies, crazy crap. Everybody on the worst day of their life ever, they got to deal with it. Give them a break. Give them a fucking break. Crisis management should have been there. Nobody should have let that woman lay there for 5 fucking hours before calling police. Like, what the hell? Who the hell does that? 30 minutes. Well, 10 minutes, and then go talk to her, and if you can tell something's wrong, she's crazy, then call the cops. Doesn't need to be 5 hours. And then she almost burned the place down. What were they supposed to do? Let her burn it down? I mean, I don't even... I've criticized whoever gave my police report right over to the offender at TPD, but that's how I am. If I see there's something wrong, I'll say something's wrong with that. If I think there's something right, I'll say that's something right with that. I mean, that woman, that police officer, that female officer, and those other 2 guys that were there with her, and being criticized because they're laughing off some frustration, isn't the problem. It's not the problem. Whoever didn't call the cops for 5 hours, that's the problem. Whoever, whatever shortage of crisis management, that's who should have been there. So, I mean, those officers, they made some jokes because they're frustrated with somebody like that guy. And we all don't do that at some point. We do it at the grocery, I promise. We do it at the bank. We do it everywhere we go. You get in line at Walgreens. I'm going to tell you, Walgreens is famous. We're having the little older ladies come in with 20,000 coupons. And everybody in line behind them, while they spend half an hour to an hour going through each one of those little coupons, is making a frustrated joke about it. So, are they bad? Are they being bad because they laughed off the frustration that they have with, an 80-year-old woman or man who's has nothing better to do than clip every coupon there is, and they're there, and they're there. Every time I go to Walgreens, I always get behind that one. So I'm telling you, everybody in line with me is joking and laughing and frustrated because we get it, but come on. So they acted normally to an abnormal situation. they're dealing with somebody like this that has no idea what's being said to them. And you can tell because they never respond right and they won't shut up. And there's all these crazy rants that don't make any sense at all. Charles Perry, that is you, sir. And you've done nothing to prove that different. Nothing at all. You can tell you have no idea what somebody's saying to you when they go, if you don't like getting told on, get out of my life. Because that happens. I'm the bait, not your victim. I've been taught how not to cry. It's not that I'm shoving down even. That way, I mean, people are like, oh, when this is over, you're going to have a big, long cry. I'm not sure that I will. Because I'm not feeling the feeling of sad. What I'm feeling is something has happened and I've lost it. But what do I still have? Immediately, I change my focus. It's like changing the TV channel. Immediately, I'm thinking about what do I have? What's good today? Something's good today. I'm telling you, every day something's good. So I'm not really actually feeling sad. I'll get pissed off. And I'll kick your ass when I'm pissed off. And you've not seen anybody do that like I have. But I have help. I can't do it by myself. But you're irritating the shit out of everybody like this. Leave your mommy issues with your mommy. No one cares how you feel. We're sick of hearing it. Shut up. Don't butt in. Mind your own business. Get a life. And get out of mine. Or don't whine and cry when you get told on. Like you did today. Twice.
I don't want to ever talk to you guys. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved.
Just
leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
Leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to.